Hey everybody, welcome to Reconquest. This is an Indie RTS game created by the guys over at Stormcube Games. This is the first RTS game. The other game that they've made was an indie survival, I don't know what the fuck type game. Anyway, so you got your standard campaign where you can play as the Outlaw faction or the Urban Forces. Then you got your Skirmish. And then you got Trapped, which is a variety of different scenarios which range from ambush to a race to a bunch of different things. Okay, so you got yourself 3 modes with a varying degree of replayability. There's no multiplayer, sadly, but maybe that'll be added in later on. Basically, the story of this game is, this is a world where after World War III, things went to shit, and now there's 2 races. Or not 2 races, rather 2 factions. Alright, so we're going to be playing on a 2-player skirmish map. Obviously, you can go up to 8 players if you want to. And yeah, let's get right into it. Actually, this map's a little bit boring. Let's try the 4-player map, and let's, yeah, why not? Let's just put a bunch of AIs, actually. And I'll be playing as the Urban Forces AI, and we'll just keep everybody on separate teams really quick. Yep, 2, 3, 4, yep, okay, easy. You know what, we'll put them on medium. I've tested out the game on easy. It's pretty challenging, actually, if you don't know much about the game's mechanics, and let's go. So, gonna be honest, you're gonna see a lot of comparisons in this video with that of an older RTS game. Now, I wonder what that game will be. Well, we'll talk about it later. Alright, so this is your construction yard. The resources that are key for this game are power and gas. You collect gas from these geysers over here. And then power is just gained through a power generator. You got your defenses, infantry, vehicles, aircraft, the works. Urban forces are all about high-tech, really powerful units, and then the outlaws are more of a religious fanatics that use kamikaze attacks and all that stuff. More for upfront combat, instead of like the versatility of the urban forces. Though in actuality, both the forces aren't really too different from each other. Anyway, so let's go ahead and plop up a barracks and all this other stuff. Yeah, the gameplay is very, very reminiscent of that of Command & Conquer. So if you play Command & Conquer 3 to be exact, well, you'll feel right at home. So, we can already tell what the inspiration is for this game. Now, whether or not you have a problem with that is, you know, dependent on you. Obviously, there aren't really a lot of RTS games that come out nowadays, so there is a market for, I guess, taking a pre-existing idea. By the way, the volume controls are so shit in this game. Like, if I crank it halfway, it's mute. What's the point of the rest of the slider if halfway is the real marker where it's 0? Sorry, that's just like one little gripe I have. But yeah, whether or not you have a problem with that really depends on you. If you like installments that take heavy inspiration from older games, you can call it a reimagining, or you can call it like a simple adaptation, or maybe construction complete, a faithful recreation. Building. But anyway, we're just gonna pop up the gas trucks really fast, get as much gas as possible, which will create credits. The turret right here is the anti-infantry turret. Now we have our heavy tank and tank. This doesn't make sense. So there's a tank unit, and then there's a heavy tank unit. They both cost there's some small differences between the two. Like, for example, this one's more expensive and takes longer to build. The other one is cheaper, takes less time to build. But they're both good for the same job, and they're on the same tier. That's the problem. It's like, why put them on the same tier then? Assembling. Just makes it so that, why should I even build a light tank, you know, when I could just save up resources and get the heavy one? Both have the same job too. I don't know. Alright, let's get a radar station. Alright, so here's the heavy tank. We're gonna build a tank just for shits and giggles. And we're kind of backed up right now on resources. Construction complete. I thought I built. No, I built 4. Never mind. New construction options. New construction options. Alright, let's get a couple more defense cannons. I think in terms of the maps, they're aesthetically pleasing, but they're kind of barren. Like, there's nothing to really fight over. There's certain choke points and, you know, open valleys with tons of resources that you can fight over, but I don't know. Again, this is like after the events of World War III, where apparently the entire world turns into Mad Max Fury Road, so I can understand the aesthetics of the game at least. Alright, let's go ahead and get a tech center. That way I can show you guys some more units. You only have a choice between producing a production building or defense structure. You can't choose both at the same time, which is so annoying, honestly. 8-bit armies, invaders, and hordes does the same thing, and like, these separate tabs are meant to just like make it easier to kind of work around with the different sort of productions that you're going to be doing. So why even like put the defense section separately? You should probably just like put it in the same section if you're gonna have the model where you have to choose between production and defense. I don't know.
Construction complete.
Let's get a tech center. Okay, time to get the Goliath, which is just good against everything, aircraft, vehicles, the whole shebang, really. While I do that, I'm gonna get a gas processor so I can take these resources. So, in terms of the gameplay, the game runs very well. I haven't really noticed any super glitches. There's a little bit of a problem when it comes to unit selection. Oh yeah, I'm also trying to do Control 1 and I have to double tap it in order to actually have it work, so that's a little bit of a problem. But yeah, I've had a sort of problem with the attacking in this game. When I right click on a unit, apparently my guys will just move to that unit. They won't actually, like, I don't know, attack it. It's sort of weird to explain, so I guess I'll have to get into a firefight to show off my point a little bit more.
Building.
Anyway, we can upgrade our damage from the tech center. Let's upgrade cannons. Goliath is just moving. So the urban forces are high-tech, secular forces, and then these guys are really just fanatics. Again, with kamikaze and all that stuff. I think, aesthetically wise, all these factions look amazing. Well, I think they look good. Like, I think they're pretty well made, and I kind of like the fact that there's sort of like a Mad Max motif going on. But then I don't know, because it's just
construction complete.
You know, I noticed the similarities between the two games, so it's a little bit hard to discern, honestly. Ooh. All right, we're about to get into battle.
Unit under attack. Reinforcements have arrived. Enemy unit sighted.
See, sometimes my guys will kind of slide forward.
Unit lost.
Effects look pretty good when ship blows up. Missiles as well are pretty nice to look at. Let's go ahead and get some more Goliaths, I think.
Unit under attack. Enemy unit sighted.
Oh, that was a good good thing to show off. Hold on a second. Oh fuck. I passed through it too fast. Here, I'm gonna do it right now. Yeah, they slide forward a little bit. It's not that detrimental, but sometimes in really tense situations, you can have your infantry sort of walk up to units or buildings instead of like actually just fire right then and there. Either way, this AI is fucking dead. Yeah, I suggest also to play this on a higher difficulty. Normal really doesn't cut it. I had trouble on easy only because the size of the map was pretty small. But if you were to play the against easy AI, you probably, if you were like very well versed in RTS games, you just demolish them. In fact, I make the argument that maybe you don't even have to be that good. You could just like sort of demolish them regardless. Alright, so now we're gonna get the arty tank. Thankfully there's no walkers in this game, so that is, it is not a thing to see like giant Tynan walkers or whatever. Just go ahead and move away from this turret really quick. I'm also trying to take out the power.
Unit lost.
This is the ghost tank. If it gets shot or it shoots, then it will be seen.
Rockets upgraded. Insufficient funds.
Seems like I don't have to wait for like time or anything like that. I could just like upgrade just like that. Let's request an airstrike.
Select target.
Poop.
Building.
Let's get an airfield really quick. There's also endgame units, like, well, not endgame units, but endgame tech or buildings rather, like the EMP missile silo.
Construction complete. Cannot deploy here. Cannot deploy here. Cannot
Let's get
deploy
eagles.
here. Assembling.
Can only get 4 of them because they occupy each of the airfield's hangars. The tech tree is pretty small, actually. I kind of was expecting a little bit more, but it only takes like 1 or 2 buildings to unlock everything.
Building.
But besides the movement thing and the control group thing, the game is surprisingly it runs pretty well. That's a good thing. It's just whether or not you think it's a problem that the game borrows heavily from CNC3. Like, some would say this is okay, some would say it's not okay. It depends on a person by person basis. I think it's personally fine because of the fact that there's not a lot of RTS games. I think the game does enough to make itself... Well, see, I don't know if I can say that. I don't know if this is enough to differentiate itself from CNC3.
Insufficient funds.
At that point, it just depends on a person by person basis. I think there's enough content to satisfy you, however. And the game right now is about, I think, $14 or $12 on Steam. So it's a decent price for skirmish mode between 2 factions, which, I'm going to be honest, aren't really different from each other. Actually, I have a really hard time of explaining like what the 2 factions do exactly.
Insufficient funds.
So that is do differently to each other. Like, it's a little bit strange. Like, I think the Outlaws are more for upfront combat because they have more expensive tanks. And
Building.
wait, why aren't you guys going inside? Okay. And more about brute force, and then these guys are all about high-tech options and all that stuff. But there's really not a lot of differences between the two. Like, those are some really basic RTS archetypes. Anyway.
Construction complete.
And if you like the, I guess, the environment of post-apocalyptic after World War III type factions, then you would like it too.
Construction complete.
Tanks look cool. Here, let's just move forward really fast. The options menu though needs some work. Say that much. Oh no, an anti-air turret. No. You can dodge these missiles, by the way. Is that all this dude has?
Enemy unit sighted.
Yeah, they fire at the last known
Unit sighted.
target, its location, so you can easily dodge them if you want to. The already tank's just gonna open up a can of whoop ass though.
Select target. EMP missile launch. Unit under attack.
Yeah, let's see what the EMP
Enemy
missile
unit
launch does.
sighted. Assembling. EMP weapon detected.
There we go, boyo. We have contact, sir. We have contact, sir. Sir, we got contact. Those things about like stealth. Oh, that is quite the little embarrassing glitch.
Enemy unit sighted. Construction complete. Unit lost.
You know, it's weird. Just like 8-bit invasions and 8-bit hordes, this game also has a problem with sliding.
Unit lost.
Interesting. Okay.
Assembling.
The units will slide to their target instead of like staying in place and firing. But if you're an avid fan of RTS games, I'd say why not? 12 bucks. You can get like, you can get this game instead of a Pizza Hut pie. Now, whether or not you'll get enough enjoyment to, I guess, justify that purchase instead of getting a Pizza Hut pie that can fill your need for hunger, well, it really depends. I mean, some people would say that the Pizza Hut pie makes you feel good, but also makes you feel terrible at the same time, and I don't know what to say at that point.
Enemy unit sighted.
Here's the Outlaws. Finally, we got to see them. As you can tell, these guys look really cool. The urban forces are kind of boring. Play around with the Outlaws in the next video, I think.
Enemy unit sighted.
Thankfully, these guys aren't also cyborgs as well. They're just religious fanatics that blow up.
Insufficient funds. Enemy unit sighted.
So the comparison thing can really only be made to that of the urban forces faction. All right, let's just build a bunch of Goliaths in a move. The control group thing still pisses me off a little bit. I'm trying to assign my control group. Oh, that's a big problem. In order to have like a control group work in this game, you need to like look at all the units that you want to put in control group at the same time. What the? Okay, well, quite mean.
Building.
Let's get more gas processors. We can just attack them. We'll deal with a hard AI next time around. I don't know if A move works, to be honest. It doesn't seem like it does. Oh, he almost died.
Construction complete.
Where do I put this? Ooh.
Cannot deploy here. Cannot deploy here. Cannot deploy here.
Don't tell me
Cannot
that,
deploy
robot
here.
lady.
Cannot deploy here. Building.
Here, we can get a gas tank which can store gas. I think I got pretty much everything, actually.
Construction complete. Select target.
Control group.
Airstrike in progress.
The control groups don't work. Oh, did I use airstrike? Oh, how embarrassing.
Select target. Enemy unit sighted. Select target. Unit lost. EMP missile launch. Unit lost. Reinforcements have arrived.
See that? This is where the Mad Max like style kind of shines. Look at these tanks. They look cool. These like spiked vehicles look like they're something from Warhammer 40k.
Unit lost. Enemy unit sighted.
Got some wheels they kind of worship.
Enemy unit sighted.
explosions are really nice, admittedly. Look at that. Look at this. Boom. You are victorious.
You are victorious.
Oh, I got a fucking achievement too. I'm gonna jerk that off tonight. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.